welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we are delighted that you have welcomed us into your home. We would love to hear from you, so send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. And Jim, today we are so excited. We are going to have on our show Timothy Schmalz, who is a sculptor. Now, he was on our show about 2 years ago.
No, 2015.
Wow, time flies.
We're all getting old.
He was on our show in 2015. You can go to this great website, and we're going to talk about this today, is the nationallifemonument.com. And Timothy will be on, and we're going to just look at some of his other great work that he's done also.
So that's his latest work, the National Life Monument. You're going to want to know about that, learn more about it. As Joy said, national, all spelled out, nationallifemonument.com. Go there, see this great work, and that's going to be one of the pieces that we're going to be sharing so much about here today. Very powerful, beautiful. Hopefully you can see it yourself, but from the little bit that I've seen, going to his YouTube site and his working on this, and he's going to show it to us today. It's very, very powerful, and I think the National March for Life people are involved to some degree. Katrina Gaelic, she's the Director of Development with the March for Life. And so Katrina, if you're there, we wanted to share with you a little bit about this National Life Monument and your relationship to this, and Timothy, and just tell us a little bit your take on this.
Hello, yes. Katrina Gaelic, Director of Development, March for Life, so very happy to be here. And Timothy Schmalz had reached out to us many months ago with this very, very beautiful sculpture that he had created really as a way to respond to the horror of abortion with the beauty of life. And that's captured so well in his sculpture, and so he invited us to be part of his project. And so now as the monuments are being placed throughout the country, he's also been able to take the image and to create a rosary with part of this inside. And I know EWTN is going to be selling some of these, and he very generously is going to be donating a portion of those sales to the March for Life. And so we're so incredibly grateful, and it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous image that displays the beauty of life so perfectly, and so we're just very grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, this is fantastic. You know, in the pro-life movement, out of sight, out of mind, and how we need to keep life in our minds and in our eyes, especially the preborn. Joy?
Yes, and there's also, we want to give you a shot of this beautiful rosary that you could get at ewtnrc.com that goes along with the National Life sculpture. So just beautiful. If you're a prayer warrior for life and you're praying, this might be a purchase you might want to get. And you could go to ewtnrc.com. The beautiful image, and I know that he will, Timothy will talk about it, of the sculpture. It is just breathtaking. And in our society, where cultures maybe are being torn down, we want to erect life. We want to bring more life and light to this culture of darkness and death. And so we are excited that he's going to be there talking about it, and we need prayer warriors to be praying along with it.
Katrina, do you have any idea where this might be placed, or is that still being decided, or who's involved with that, the actual monument itself?
So I believe it's still a bit in conversation.
Okay.
You know, there were some different cities that are sharing a lot of interest, and then within D.C., the Theological Seminary is the group that Tim has been working with to have the sculpture put in there. So I know a project like this takes quite a while, and so hopefully the unveiling will be happening very soon as it can.
Yeah. Well, thank you so very much for being with us, Katrina. Thank you for the great work of the National March for Life. And I'm sure you've got a lot going on today and at this point. And thank you for not only speaking about life and having people stand up and bear witness to life and mobilizing people from all over the country, different parts of the world, but being involved with this National Life Sculpture, the National Life Monument. Because, we can argue, we could debate, we could do whatever, but, when people just see the Blessed Virgin and life inside of her and makes that womb transparent, and that our faith is a way of seeing. So thank you for your part in this. Thank you for the great work that you do. Thanks for being with us today. God bless you now.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you very much.
Thank you. And then we all invite you all to certainly be praying as this all goes forward. You want to be a part. So maybe you want to contact ytsync.com and say, I want that. I need to really start praying for life in our nation, for the restoration and the sacredness and the dignity of every human being to be defended. And I know that Timothy's going to talk about this beautiful piece that he's working on, and I'm real excited about that.
So there's plenty more to come. Please don't go away. We will be right back. Welcome back. What a wonderful show we have for you today with Timothy Schmalz, one of the most renowned sculptors throughout the world today. And we were discussing in the first segment, Joy, the National Life Rosary. The National Life Rosary is available at ytsync-en. Go there for the National Life Rosary, which is connected with the National Life Monument. The website there is nationallifemonument.com. And Joy, you've been preparing it there on your...
I've been moving with this beautiful rosary. So if you're looking to purchase a rosary for life, this is it. This is it. It's gorgeous. It has this beautiful piece of a woman with a baby in her womb, and so beautiful. We want you to go to ewtnrc.com. It's of significant substance. It feels great in your hand, and you feel like you're really going to war in defense of life. Yeah. So we encourage our viewers, our family at home, maybe you're looking to say, I need something to get me back in the game. This gets you back in the game. ewtnrc.com. Purchase that rosary.
Yes.
It's the nationalmonument.com. You can go to that website too.
Yeah. And so, Timothy, are you there? Timothy Schmalz, dear brother in Christ. It's great to be back with you. And I think it's been 2015. Last time we had you actually in studio. Hopefully we can do that again. And you're one busy guy, from what I can hear, all over the country and all over the world. It's nationallifemonument.com again.
Yes.
Timothy, good to see you, brother. God bless you. Where are you? Where are you taking us?
Thank you very much. Welcome to my studio. This is one of my studios near Toronto, Canada. And if I could pan the video here, you would be able to see a lot of different projects going on here. In the distance, I'm working on an awesome Ten Commandments sculpture for San Antonio. Catholic Life is commissioning it 12 feet right on a highway. It's going to be great. Behind me is a new sculpture that I'm working on of my favorite saint, Saint Padre Pio.
Yes.
He's actually fighting a devil and he's winning. It's awesome.
Yes.
But I want to focus on, obviously, the National Life Monument. This is not the real size. This is only the model. The large size that's going to be in Washington, D.C. at the Theological College is going to be huge. But right now it's in the casting, mold-making stage. So I thought I would show you this little model that was one of the first models that I created of the piece. In fact, the idea came almost 1 year ago when I was actually at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C., and one of my sculptures was being blessed by Archbishop Pierre, and he quoted Dostoevsky, and he said, the quote was, "Beauty can save the world." And that really hit me. Beauty can can save the world. I came back to this studio here, and I thought, if beauty can save the world, perhaps it can save other things too, right?
Yes.
And that's when I began to think about an idea on how to create a life monument that would just be so beautiful that it would just kind of capture people's love, attention, and emotion.
Yes.
And I thought that we need to use as many weapons as possible to kind of bring out the idea that all life is sacred. And we have to use beauty too. So the design that I created, which I can talk about in detail, really comes to the idea of how can I really capture the beauty of new life as a celebration, as kind of a joyful, beautiful spirit work within one piece. So all the design of the work is really complementing that center area. And it was an amazing experience creating the first model, this model, which I'm still working on, and then doing progressively larger pieces.
Well, I love the image in your creation of the beauty of the protecting and the caressing and the wanting that a mother can do when she says yes to life. And in the image that we showed before, how it had the stainless steel plate with the beauty of, as a person beholds it, that then they would look in and they have the opportunity to see their own reflection, looking back at themselves and saying, what is my response to life? What have I done? What have I not done?
Yeah, Tim, tell us about that, because, you know, I was like, just when you think you know somebody, it's all about bronze. Now, what's he doing with stainless steel? So tell us. Do elaborate. Go ahead.
I'll make it brief, but I'd love to make it long. I have been working with bronze all my life because it lasts forever. And I was actually talking to one of the top stainless steel sculpture fabricators. Do you know the big beam in Chicago, the abstract big blob that comes in? It's a very famous piece.
Okay.
Stainless steel has been used a lot in abstract sculpture. Now, I always liked the material, but I didn't like what they did with it, because usually they're just abstractions that really are full of sound and theory, but really signify nothing. But when I found out, talking to the fabricator, that the polished stainless mirrored steel lasts as long as bronze, then I was interested. And then I thought, how could I use this new material for good? How can I take this amazing reflective material and put it into my sculptures for a reason? And so when I thought about the National Life sculpture, I thought, imagine the womb being the shape of a world. So it's basically a sphere, the woman's womb, Mary's womb. And then imagine it being out of a material that captures all the light from the surroundings and captures the reflection. So it would essentially just suck in the sky, the clouds, the sunrise, the sunset, and also people that come up to it. When they look into that light womb, they will see their own reflections within the sculpture. So beautiful, so amazing. That's why I'm using a new material with my bronze sculptures. And the idea of the room, I think, is really interesting, because it's the source of human creation. It's such a powerful spiritual place, and very rarely is it ever sculpted. And so the Life Monument, I consider a pregnant Madonna. It is a pregnant Madonna. It is a mother and child, with one little difference, that the child is still in the womb. But here, the womb is celebrated with all the colors, with all of its life. What I love is when someone comes into and experiences the piece, they will see themselves. If they're holding their child, they'll see their child with the baby Jesus still in the womb. So I think it's a really powerful use of that material to get a message.
Well, that is beautifully said, and it makes me think, you know, we have in writing descriptions, that speak about this and the teaching of the church. We think of the Annunciation. We think about being formed in our mother's womb. Before I knew you, I was there with you there. And then of course we have ultrasounds and we have 3D imaging. But to think we're going to have a sculpture that's that is communicating that, something that could last for hundreds of years, a work of art. I don't know if there's anything like this. You describe it so well, you're going to have to back it up now, brother. We're going to have to see this. How large is this going to be? I mean, because you always do things big, and we're looking at something small. How large will this be?
You see, the situation is I have a big space to place the sculpture.
Okay.
And an amazing space. The Theological College, right there in Washington, D.C., across from the National Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, is giving the property, giving the land to create the Life Monument. And it is a stunning location.
Yes.
And so I am going to make this sculpture pretty much double life size. So what you see here,
wow,
the head is going to be like that, right? And I've already figured it out that it's almost the best size to be intimate, but also large enough that it kind of fills up the space and it captures the attention. The sculpture, because it's all of these circular organic forms, it's almost like who knows where the womb starts and the womb ends, because it's all swirled around here. It's going to be an amazing installation. And then I'm doing, and I think I sent you a picture of the life-size version of it. So the life-size versions, I hope to have one in every single state in America placed, so people that can't go to the nation's capital can see the life-size version of the piece in their own state. And so, yeah, it's using sculpture as kind of a tool, an instrument. And I think that today in our countries, we have a lot of concern about sculptures, statues, monuments.
Yes.
And I think that this piece here is, no matter what position you are, you're going to have to admit it's beautiful. A pregnant woman is beautiful, right? That's where we all came from. So I can see that people that would be skeptical about other monuments being built, I can't see them having a problem with celebrating human life. And so that's how I kind of designed the subject matter, that it's just like it's an open sculpture, where I think it's open to everyone's enjoyment and everyone's acceptance and love for the piece.
And there's nothing like art or visuals, and you're doing three-dimensional, never mind just looking at flat pieces of artwork, whether they're beautiful or ugly, or they communicate something grand or something not grand, it gets in. It gets in. If you argue with somebody, you debate somebody, I could block out things, but once you see an image and you're saying, this is something really beautiful, it's something very seminal, it's something that's just natural and very true, and it's a way to really communicate the gospel of life message instead of arguing and debating about it. It just that's your mode of communication, to see and to let beauty go in, to let truth go in, to let goodness go into someone. And your hope is to have this in every state. It's powerful.
Yeah, that's the hope. And then what I also hope is the large one. There's only going to be one in America, in Washington, D.C. But I hope that I can place a national monument in other countries, like Ireland, like Poland, like Argentina. And so my hope is that these positive messages, these messages that celebrate life, will be all around the world. And I think that, like Pope John Paul II said, we live in a culture of death. And I think that there are a lot of visual symbols of negativity out there. And I think that this is going to be an addition to the beauty, that's the positive aspects.
Yes.
Tim, I know that we have at Tim, we have at EWTNRC.com, I think your earliest statue on Padre Pio, and a man in confession, and Padre Pio winds up on the other side. Can you share a little bit with us about that? And we want people to know that they can get kind of a replica of what you're doing at ytsync-en.com. So your first, I don't know if it was your first or not, but the one that we have at EWTN, can you share a little bit about that?
The Padre Pio?
Yes, your older one. I think you said you had another one that you were doing now, but the confessional one, somebody's on one side, Padre Pio is on the other side. I think there may be a cross between them.
That's a very good segue, because during that piece, when I was sculpting it, I was praying for the unborn children, basically all the way through sculpting it, believe it or not. And I used the clay. I think I mentioned this to you last time, but I used the clay almost as rosary beads, putting a prayer on the sculpture, building up the sculpture. Padre Pio is my favorite saint. And that sculpture, I Absolve You, is something that I believe I was open to receiving, and it just came into my mind and into my hands, and I just created it.
Beautiful.
Of Saint Padre is kind of an ambassador of Jesus, and the play with the stigmata that Padre Pio experienced, and Jesus on the other side of the confessional with the wound in his hand exposed, is absolutely one of the gifts I received as a Christian sculptor.
Tim, do you see, and we only got a minute or two left here, but just real quick, will you have like smaller replicas of the Life Monument, just like you did with this Padre Pio one? Is that standard for you to have?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a great way to get the image is to have smaller and so, like the rosary that is created that holds this sculpture, there will be smaller versions of this piece that can be brought out.
Beautiful.
And yeah.
Okay, Tim, we've gone so fast through the time. We'll pick up with you again tomorrow, hear more about the works that you're doing and why you do what you do. For now, go to nationallifemonument.com. That's nationallifemonument.com. And for the rosary, ewtnrc.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, if you enjoyed seeing some of Tim's work today, you can go to the National Life Rosary on EWTN exclusive through the EWTN catalog. And you can look at Tim's work, you can order some of his work, and this beautiful rosary piece, it is just magnificent.
It is.
And it feels great to pray it. I know that, you know, in art, we want it to heal. This is so beautiful. Maybe you're a post-abortive woman, maybe you're a post-abortive man, maybe you didn't do enough, maybe I didn't do enough. And this is one way to get a hold of the rosary, to pray through healing and breakthrough and deliverance and freedom and restore the culture of life in our land.
What a great encouragement it is to have a sculptor in our age and time,
Yes.
like Timothy Schmalz, whose sculptures are in Rome and different parts of the world, all over. And God's raising up people for this particular time. And we want to keep the preborn in the sight of all people. We'd rather not speak about them, speak about abortion. And Timothy puts them out there in all of their splendor, all of their beauty, and the beauty of the feminine genius, and of the miracle of conception and giving birth.
And in healing and in hope,
That's right.
which is the
That's
great
right.
hope of it all.
Altogether, we will build a new culture of life, marriage, and family. That's our goal here at EWTN and At Home with Jim and Joy. Keep it on EWTN. God bless you. God bless all of your loved ones, and let us all choose life. Bye now.